Abby O'Gallagher is spending the day riding her bike instead of recovering from surgery, thanks to Dr. Brian Haugen and Jerry and Mary Kern's decision to support his innovative research.
I've been able to go in different directions, and my research group has been able to go in new directions. And people like Jerry and Mary just have stepped forward and said, we agree with that philosophy, and have been incredibly supportive.
Support from generous donors like the Kerns allows the university to attract and keep talented, world-class researchers like Brian Haugen.
Mary and I fundamentally believe that if you're fortunate in life, you have a responsibility to give back.
What initially drew the Kerns to Dr. Haugen's work was their relationship with Dr. Chip Ridgway and their high regard for the care offered at the Anschutz Medical Campus.
We get most of our medical care at Anschutz and have for a long period of time, because the professionals that we've dealt with there have been just excellent. It's, I think, the best medical facility around, and maybe the best overall medical facility between the Midwest and the West Coast.
That's one of the reasons Abby O'Gallagher came to the Anschutz Medical Campus when doctors found a nodule on her thyroid. Until recently, the only way to determine whether that growth was cancer or not was to remove the thyroid during surgery.
The idea that you'd be just the same after they took out half your thyroid, I was skeptical. And also just the idea of having a surgery made me a little bit nervous.
Then Abby heard about a test developed by Dr. Haugen, a test that could determine whether the nodule was cancer without removing any of her thyroid. Within days and without surgery, Abby heard the results.
It's benign.
To me, that's the biggest thrill, having something clinically available, not just a paper that we wrote and put it on our CV, but to have something clinically available. And we've already now, at our own institution, have had 70 patients who have not had to undergo surgery because of this test.
These days, Abby is grateful to Dr. Haugen for his discovery and to the Kerns for making it possible.
What a nice thing to do with the money. Contribute to medical research that actually improves people's lives.
In addition to everything they do to help Dr. Haugen, the Kerns also support the Institute for Children's Mental Disorders. For Mackenzie O'Shea and her children, Jacob and Isabella, the Institute for Children's Mental Disorders has become a second home and a source of hope. The Institute was created by and continues to be supported by the Kerns.
The whole program is just amazing, and it reaches out to a lot of families that nobody really cares about. There you go. Makes you feel good that someone actually cares.
The research that the Institute has facilitated, which we started almost 12 years ago, is brilliant.
Mackenzie's ex-husband suffers from schizophrenia. She had good reason to fear her children would inherit the disease.
To the extent that major mental illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder, ADHD, and autism are genetic illnesses, the ballgame is nearly over by the time the baby is born.
But what if you could prevent mental illness from developing? Dr. Friedman has learned in clinical trials that choline, a common nutrient in our diet, can normalize abnormalities in brain development caused by genetics associated with mental illness. As part of an institute study, Mackenzie took high doses of choline during both pregnancies. Her children received choline supplements during their first few months of life. The institute has studied the development of both Jacob and Isabella's brains since they were born.
And using all the things we've learned about the physiology of schizophrenia, we can see that their risk for mental illness will be a lot less. We have babies who we think we've set on a course in life that isn't going to be perfect, because no one's life is perfect, but it will have much less risk of having mental illness.
Mackenzie feels that she is privileged to participate in this study, and she marvels at the donors who fund it.
It's just huge. Like, I can't even really, it's almost incomprehensible.
Just think, if you could eliminate a large portion of people's experience with mental illness, what a gift that is to mankind.
The Institute will study these children's development for 30 years.
Now, I know that Jerry's father lived over 100, so Jerry will be around to see the results. I can't say that's going to be true about me, but if Jerry will call me in the nursing home and let me know how the kids did, then we'll be very pleased to know that they did better.